This is NOScast episode 2. We're here with Itchy
Hey,
and, and me.
your
Now,
host, of course.
and I'm host, of course, Itchy, what did you want to talk about today?
Bro, I don't even care. Let's go. Let's get this. I heard something about the PS5. We could talk about the PS5 in a minute. You keep wanting to talk about the LGBT community, but like, dude, I don't got no part in that. But like, it don't.
Okay, well, what I wanted to talk about was the
sports.
the sports, how men can't play in the girl shit.
You're talking about like
And how do
men who transition to girl?
Yeah, men transition to girls, and they still can't play in like the girl sport.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And I agree with that too, but why do you agree with that? Why do you think that?
Mostly because of like hormones that were already there. Like the man who transitions into a woman has an advantage in that part. I'm fine with a female who transitions to a man playing in male sports, because that's a disadvantage. I mean, yeah, they're taking hormones like testosterone and stuff, which I mean, banned in like natural men, like, except I've also seen stuff like with boxing and stuff where like, oh, if you get a certain prescription, there's genetic men who are still able to take hormones, or otherwise known as what's it called? Steroids.
Steroids, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I agree with that too. But other people, feel like that's discriminating them. Like they're not treated as, as they say, a woman.
Well,
a man's not treated as a woman.
That's discriminatory towards a genetic female for having to be put into a disadvantage just so you can feel good. Like, I personally just don't really want a part in that conversation, but you keep wanting to talk about it. Like, before this podcast, you said it like 3 times, and like, oh, let's talk about it. So I kept on telling you I didn't want to, but you want to talk about it. This is your show. You can talk about it. But I personally just, if you're a genetic male, you have some advantages there, and turning into a female, you have advantages in a lot of female sports. Like, certain sports, maybe not, like, but contact sports and stuff like that, like if you're a male transitioning into a female, that's definitely an advantage on the person on the transitioning part.
Yeah, you're totally right on that. I agree with 1,000% what you're saying. I just wanted to talk about it because it's around the news, and Caitlyn Jenner talked about it and whatever. So I was like, shit, we should talk about it or whatever. Just summarize shit or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm totally against with men going into women's sports and becoming transgender or whatever, and going to women's sports and feel like they should be in there, because
now here's another play I have on it. Like, let's say we get a whole branch of sports that is gender neutral sports, meaning like if we sit there and have competitively, like, it doesn't matter your gender to begin with, then yeah, go ahead. I don't care about that. I think you might see a huge arm towards the whoever has the most powerful genetics in that point, which is, my assumption
male.
Here is going to lean towards like probably male. Of course, that's only an assumption. Can't know until it happens.
Yeah.
But all things I see point towards the genetic male transitioning into a female having the advantage in the vast majority of female sports.
Well, yeah, I've always, for my whole
boxing,
life, I always taught. Yeah, boxing. I was always taught my whole life that male are always going to be stronger than the female, no matter how big a female can get, muscle-wise and whatever. A male is always.
I would say
stronger.
There'd be a conversion, like always stronger. Maybe not. Like, imagine some anorexic dude. Like, not trying to make fun of like anorexic dudes, but imagine an anorexic dude and a really buff woman. That buff woman is probably going to be able to kick that dude's ass.
Okay.
And
yes,
that's not just that big of a disparity. Like, that's an extreme example right there. I'm sure there's like examples where they're
Yeah.
closer in weight and stuff like that, closer in
Mhm.
class, you know.
Well, yeah. I was getting like as in just general. Okay.
Right, right. Well,
Males
generally,
always gonna be stronger than women, no matter what kind it is. Males always gonna be stronger, and
you're leaving out a lot
I don't know
of
if you always been
stuff
taught
there.
that, but I've
That
always been taught
I
that.
mean, I always been taught versus like being taught like when I could understand that like what is it physiology? I'd assume that that'd fall under physiology.
I would think so, physiology
Because
or
that's
whatever.
anatomy. That yeah, that doesn't really. I think physiology has to do with like the hormones and stuff, whereas anatomy. Would
Hmm.
hormones fall under anatomy? I don't think so. Um,
I don't think so.
like
I don't know. That's
anatomy would cause hormones. Like if there's a difference in hormones
hmm
between male and female, then that would fall
yeah.
under some sort of anatomy if there's an
Hmm.
anatomy difference in it. But I feel like that's more physiology, um, which of
Yeah,
course.
I don't know the science with all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the science with all that.
I mean,
That's like
I've taken anatomy and physiology, and don't take my word for gospel because I failed fucking anatomy and physiology. So, but I can say that I have gotten some education out of it, and whether or not it's the
yeah.
best, I don't know. Of course, I failed, so it's definitely not up there with people who have, you know, got degrees
Pop
and
doc yeah, got degrees and shit and whatnot. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about this shit is really technical because you could say something like no that you're wrong. You get what I'm saying? And then people get frustrated and whatnot. You
right.
know, even though it's sometimes there's no. I don't have the science, facts of
Right, which is
all
why
this shit.
I
It's
thought this
really an
conversation is
opinion.
really not our conversation to have. Like, yeah, we can be a part of it, but like
Mhm.
I personally don't think our ideas are fact. I don't think what we think
No,
cuz
it's
yeah,
really an
what
opinion.
it's an opinion and an opinion based upon what we've heard from the past, so it's something that should
Yeah.
be tested, but I definitely think contact sports, there's an
Uh huh.
advantage. There's an advantage there with male transition to female.
Uh
So I
huh.
agree,
Totally.
based upon what I know, that that
Totally.
shouldn't really be allowed.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that too. Like, I agree with that 1,000% that males should not be allowed to go into female sports. You know.
Female transitioning to male, going into male sports, I'm fine with. At a certain level, of
Mhm.
course, you should monitor how much hormones there's being taken. You should have that heavily monitored, no matter which way you transition.
Mhm.
And if you're going into sports, because let's say they find that the male transitioning to female isn't that big of an advantage. Well, of course, hormones is still going to play a big part of it. And if somebody
Mhm.
is jacking their hormones with these drugs to be able to be like, yes, I am female, yes, I am male, and hormonally I am female, hormonally I am male, like those would definitely need to be scrutinized, not in like a
Yeah.
not in a hateful way, but in a like, oh yeah, you are modifying your natural genetics to be able to
Yeah.
say that you can,
You can compete.
yeah, which is definitely a whole problem
Wrong.
with being able to
Yeah.
say you're legitimately an
You know,
athlete.
you- yeah. Which comes into steroids and shit and whatnot.
Which steroids is
Which
hormones.
stero
Steroids is hormones.
Yes,
Hormone treatment.
steroids have a big part in sports.
Yeah.
Just in general, steroids with men or women have a big part in sports. And I don't know. Do you think like steroids is cheating? Do you think steroids is like considered cheating?
Not if everybody's using them.
Well,
But
okay.
I
But
mean, I
like,
think it's definitely unfair. And there's the argument that some in some fighting corners have made, be like, well, I have this disability, blah blah blah. Like if they have certain paperwork, they can use steroids because,
yeah,
which I
but
definitely
you're
don't think that's fair. Still, I don't think it's fair. Like
Yeah,
For
like you, but like
is it
yeah, but you're
cheating?
gonna get those
On some
people.
level, maybe.
Okay, yeah, but you have to do the work to get it. Steroids helps you in certain ways, but you still gotta do the work to get it though.
Yeah, but that work
You know.
is logarithmically applied, not like it would be one thing if, oh yeah, you take the steroids, you have to work 2 times harder to get the same muscles. No, it's more like you have to work divided by 2 times to be able to get the same muscles. Like you still have to work for it, but not as much as the person who's not taking steroids. And maybe that person who's not taking steroids is naturally extra testosterone, because of
Built.
course, naturally people aren't built the same. Like everybody is
Mhm.
different on a spectrum of what you are naturally gifted when it comes to hormones and stuff
Mhm.
like that. There's hormone
Mhm.
imbalances, and somebody could be imbalanced in a way that is gratefully favored in their athletic attributes.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, totally.
which that is perfectly fine, but that's still an advantage on that person's part. Um,
Mhm.
how much?
So, but you can't put them down for that though.
No, of
If they're
course you can't.
naturally built.
Of course you can't. It's the unnatural, like, advantage that you get with hormone treatment that
Mhm.
causes a problem.
Yeah, totally. Which, there's a fine line between all that. I feel like, steroids, I don't know. Like I said, there's a fine line between that of cheating with steroids and shit. And when cause everyone kind of does it secretly, handedly with
Yeah, but they get
steroids.
also randomly drug tested and stuff, which is supposed to keep them, humbled in that feat. Like,
Yeah.
how can you yourself prove that everybody's doing it? Because you're
You.
making the accusation that everybody's doing it. Like, I can't prove it.
Well,
How can you prove it?
I can't prove it, but how do you not know there's people
I'm not saying it
down
doesn't
under?
happen. I'm saying that, like, you're making the accusation here that
Mhm.
everybody's doing it. And that's the same thing that happens, like, well, everybody's doing crack, so I might as well be doing crack. Like,
Okay. Okay, but I won't do crack. Just like I won't do meth, cocaine, whatever. I'll do weed. Everyone's doing weed. I'll do weed, but I won't do crack or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just comparing the argument, like, well, everybody's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
steroids, so, like, you can't prove that everybody's doing steroids, and, like,
Well, you can't prove it, but you can't. Well, I don't know. People assume. Just what I'm saying.
people
People assume
assume.
like
But these
you know.
bodies that are supposed to be there keeping them in check, like, specifically checking for performance enhancing drugs, um,
Mhm.
people do get caught. Like,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to
but
do that. You're not supposed to do that. Like, and yeah,
but
there's
you can.
there's detox. People can detox, and people can get like heads up. And I sure as hell want to know, like, whether or not, because if you're, let's say in the future we have sports that are like, oh, this is the enhanced edition or something like that. Like,
The enhanced edition.
yeah, so like
Uh huh.
it's everybody's expected to be enhanced in that sort of format. Like, I don't think it's healthy, but if
Yeah, doing
we have,
steroids isn't healthy. There's cons in doing
yeah,
steroids, but you could tell when someone's doing steroids though.
of course,
Like LeBron James, for example, he's denied it. You know who LeBron James. You see how he's
yeah,
built.
yeah,
He's done this for 18 years and he hasn't slowed down at all. And people has come to accusations that he's doing steroids because he hasn't slowed down.
right,
And he's in his 30s and he's about to be hitting 40 in a couple of years and he hasn't slowed down. He's in his 18s now.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can tell, like he's gonna deny because who ain't gonna deny doing steroids? Because once you know doing steroids, oh you're not legit, you're a cheater.
Well, and I think that
You know.
scrutiny is definitely something that should be followed up upon. Like, if he's doing it and he's not registered to do it, which in some sports circles, all it takes is a registration to be able to do hormone therapy. Um,
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the NBA that does keep tabs on this shit, and you see LeBron James, that's what
They do in
6'8",
right.
two 50, 6'8", 250, built like no other. Got like what 4 pounds, 4 pounds of fat. Barely has any fat on his body.
Does
You
you
mean to
thinking
tell me
that
that?
he's on hormones? Do you thinking he's on steroids make you want to watch the NBA less? Because like these
No.
accusations of people all being on hormones, like you're saying, well, everybody's doing it. These accusations definitely make me not want to watch sports because it's like, well, it's not natural. Like I don't really care about watching this shit. Like, I mean, of course, I wasn't really an avid sports watcher to begin with, but like
Hmm.
I used to watch sports. I used to be kind of into it, but that's mostly because of like family and stuff like that. Um,
I'm heavily into watching sports.
yeah, I would like if I was to be really into it and I was to hear that type of shit, I would be like, yeah, maybe like if it's obvious that he's doing these drugs when it's against the rules and nobody's fucking saying shit, it's like I don't trust the NBA.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. There's a lot that goes with that, like football, basketball, baseball. They all kind of like have their doing steroids esque
Right.
shit. Football, it's a little harder to tell because your kind
Everybody's
of whole
wearing
body, shit.
yeah.
You only can see like their muscle, like their arms and shit. But other
Yeah,
than that, you really can't see that. With baseball and basketball, you can see
the
there's no
full like
padding yeah, you know
right.
what I'm saying? There's no padding. So I don't know. Football has it too. It's just you don't. It's hard to get caught
I'm
or
not
whatever. I don't
denying it.
know.
I'm just saying like it affects me wanting to watch these things. It affects me wanting to support these organizations.
Well, yeah, totally. I would understand someone not wanting to watch it because he's using steroids, so he has an advantage over everybody and whatever. Which I understand but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop watching. I'll watch it because I like the sport of basketball, the sport of football, baseball, whatever. I was put into all that shit and I played all that. So I don't know. It's I don't know. It's very there's a tea that comes with that shit
Right,
and
right.
whatnot. But I don't know. It's kind of like a whatever type shit. People you know turn their head and just keep it pushing type shit.
And I think
So I,
that's like really bad right there. I think the fact that people are so
especially
complacent,
about LeBron James.
I think
Especially about LeBron
I think
James.
that's ridiculous and I think that's very bad for on the people who's on the fans part really. I think that's bad outlook on things. Um
Well, yeah, the NBA has really turned their heads about LeBron. I think they know he's doing it. They just don't give a fuck because LeBron's basically the face of the NBA now.
right.
He has control over all this shit and whatnot. They've kind of turned their heads and shit. But it's kind of like whatever type shit. You
Right.
know, I'm just a person at the end of the day. I'm not no celebrity or whatever, so I can't say shit.
Oh, you put value in celebrities?
I feel like celebrities have a lot of value and shit.
I don't.
And what I mean by that, hear me
Like
out now.
value
What I
in
mean
money,
by
yeah, but like value as
oh,
like a person, I don't think a celebrity is greater than you or I.
no, 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 no. Okay, what I mean by that is if a big influencer, like I don't know how to use, like let's say Bill Gates. Okay,
Right?
if Bill Gates said LeBron James is using steroids, which is he's a big influencer,
Right.
it would have an impact on the world of Bill Gates is saying LeBron James is using steroids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say, um,
But if also people decided to stop watching, if people turned off the show, uh, because they had the belief, it would have the same impact because who like these organizations they make a lot of money through yeah they make money through donations they make money through through the franchises and stuff that pay, but like they make most of their money, I'd assume, through the advertisement that is solely there
Yeah.
for the eyes of the viewership.
Yeah, totally, totally. I totally agree with that. But a lot of fans have just turned heads and don't really haven't really cared that is LeBron James doing steroids.
Right.
I'm
Right.
pretty sure
And
a
I
lot
think
of people have thought of it,
yeah,
you know.
that's a very bad part. Like people are lazy that way.
Well, it's not even just that. When you politics have gone really heavily into sports,
And I think
and
that's
it
a
has
problem too.
and it has what's it called distracted everything about is LeBron James doing steroids because no one thinks about that now. It's kind of put back in their heads, and now it's always
Right.
you always hear politics in the sports. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? In
and
the
that's another
NFL
reason I
and
don't want to
basketball
watch
and baseball.
sports anymore. And sports are not there for politics.
Yeah,
It's
they're
very
not there
annoying.
for politics,
I hear
but
politics
it's
every
there.
day. Like, why would I watch something to again listen about politics? It's very annoying.
I don't I don't know. You know, I usually when I don't know. I'm so used to politics being in everything now that I've just left it alone type shit.
Complacent.
I'll still watch
Complacent.
the sport.
Right.
You know, I'll still watch the sport. I'll just ignore it and call it a day. You know. So it's kind of like whatever. I understand why people get annoyed or whatever that there's politics everywhere, even in sports now. But I've learned to just ignore it and call it a day. And with the fact of it's not going away, and they're using their platform to put a broader audience into it, type shit. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Even though you're watching sports for sports, and not be able to look on the court and see Black Lives Matter on the court.
Well,
and
that's
shit,
not
you
even
know?
like what I'm talking about. Like that is, I mean, yeah, that's a very political thing, but like I wouldn't like seeing it every once in a while, not a big deal. But when it like becomes centered around that, and all you're hearing is like, you watch the game and then you just like, did you see this? Did you see that? On like, they're not even talking about the game. They're talking about like all the political shit that happened in the game. Like yeah, it's one thing these people having their own lives and they can talk about politics in their own time. Like we have great media, like social media, because I think the old media is trash these days, really. Anyway, because I hear shit first on social media than before I hear it on the news. Usually, like it's very rare
Yeah,
where I
that's
hear
me
shit on the
too.
news before I hear it in social networking.
That's me also. Yeah.
I just don't think that these shows, these entertainment things need to be politically charged. And for that, they have lost my viewership. Like, not that I was really a big viewer. Like, I'd watch it every once in a while. Like, I was never a big viewer, so them losing my viewership isn't a big deal for them anyway.
Well, yeah. I don't know. It's that's what it just comes down to type shit with our world and whatnot. Is that it's really evolved around politics and shit and
Yeah,
whatnot.
kind of
So
sucks.
it's like whatever. You know, it's even in video games now and shit. So it's like,
I mean, it's been in video games for years. Like,
but it wasn't heavily.
oh, it was heavily like since like at least I could remember back. Like, I don't know. I was in high school. Like when I first started
I don't
noticing.
remember it being Modern Warfare 3. And
No,
shit
no,
and
not
Black
like
Ops 2.
from the game company itself, but from like coverage, like the video game journalism and stuff like that was very politically
Oh
charged,
yeah,
and it's only
yeah.
gotten more
It's
politically charged and stuff like that.
well, yeah, yeah, true. They try to get rid of the gas in Modern Warfare because I don't for some the white gas. You remember the white gas in Modern
The
new Modern
phosphorus,
Warfare?
the phosphorus,
Yeah,
yeah,
phosphorus. You're like
because
they should give.
because of what it did in real
They
life and like
yeah
how much
because
harm.
yeah they you know
I
I
mean,
didn't see like it was a big deal about it or whatever. You know.
like yeah, it's fictionalized, but the fact that it happened in real life, like I mean, one thing that I have noticed, I wouldn't have realized this if I didn't hear about this, but was the the lying of the narrative from the Modern Warfare campaign with like it was a real event that took place, but the side of who was the attacker and who was the what
Defender.
defender was flip flopped between what the story said and what the like what real life is, and that was to defend pretty much the U.S.'s position on it, because the U.S. in real life was more of the aggressor in the situation, whereas in the game the U.S. was like the almighty hero, which of course it's Call of Duty, it's fiction, but of course,
Well,
like
it's
if
based
they're
off of
using
real shit.
if they're using real life events, like that was a real event and that was a real thing that happened in it. Um, like, I don't know, should you, if it's a real event like D-Day, like with World at War and World War II, like I don't know how accurate it is, but like I'd assume like what the
Well,
campaign
well,
said.
that's the same shit with Battlefield, though.
Yeah, but
You know?
Battlefield, I mean, yeah, Battlefield, they have 1942, but 1942 wasn't there was no campaign. It was all
Well, I was
multiplayer. It
talking
was
about
all,
Battlefield 5. Battlefield
well,
5 got a lot of shit because they didn't do the real war. Real, like, they made up their shit. They
oh,
used,
that was,
a girl.
yeah, that, like, I personally don't give too much shits about that.
I didn't give a fuck about that either, but,
Yeah.
I was just using that.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good example, I would assume. Like,
I, I don't know, like, I feel like people take, real war shit, like history, to, like, it should be like this and this only, and forget that it's a video game at the end of the day.
yeah, like it shouldn't be, because that's again putting politics into it. Like, which I mean, not
Hmm.
really. Like, history saying, like, were they ever saying that it was accurate to history? Like, I don't think they were. If they were sitting there being like,
I
oh,
don't.
this is 100% accurate to history, and doing that, that's a different story than them just being like, oh yeah, we're going to make sure it's all inclusive and stuff like that. Because I don't think they ever stated
I
that
don't
it
think they
was
ever
accurate to
did.
history. Like,
I don't think they ever did. I don't know. I forget. I just know when Battlefield 5 like trailer came out and was a girl as like the main person, people like lost their shit. I was like, they're like, oh my god, they're ruining history, blah blah blah. So I really don't know.
I mean, it's a
I
video game
liked
at the end
Battlefield
of the day.
5.
I don't think they ever declared that it was accurate to history to begin with. Like, it was World War II based, so it was using World War II like era guns, World War
Hmm.
II era like looks and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
it having to be completely accurate isn't necessary unless they state that it's an accurate depiction, which I've seen games that have used that narrative as like a selling point for their game, like how accurate it was
Hmm.
to history. Um, but a game that's not sitting there being like, we're 100% accurate, like to a game that's not doing that, I don't think it's necessary for them to be all that accurate to it. Um,
Well, shit, I don't know. I like Battlefield 5.
yeah, I don't know. I have Battlefield 5. I never played it too much, but I also got it on PC, not on console. And of course, you're a console player. I don't really have any players to play with on PC. Was that game cross-platform? I'm pretty sure it was. I don't.
Hell
No, it
no, it
wasn't.
wasn't.
Well, shit.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, if that game was
That was the
cross-platform,
only
then I probably
downfall
would have
with
played
that.
it more. Um,
That was the only downfall about
well,
5 is
another
that it wasn't
downfall is
cross-platform,
I hate all these
and
battle passes. Like, it
well,
makes
yeah,
you
the
want to.
battle passes too.
Yeah, and it's not just Battlefield, because like
I
all
don't
the
think
game.
Battlefield did have a battle pass. Battlefield didn't have.
Battlefield 5 had a battle pass.
No, it didn't.
I thought it did, didn't it? Let's check.
I don't think it did. I don't think Battlefield 5 didn't. I don't think Battlefield 5 had a battle pass. It just had microtransactions. Though, like you can buy, uh, I don't think weapon skins, but you can buy like outfits and shit and whatnot. I think you could do that though. The same shit with Battlefield 1. Because Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out before Battlefield 5 and they got a lot of flack, so I think they changed a lot of shit. I believe. Because they were going to make Battlefield 5 power like Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I think they changed it and shit and whatnot. So I don't really know. But Battlefield 5 did not have a battle pass. Itchy.
I'm pretty sure it has. It does.
I don't think it
Because it
did.
doesn't. It doesn't have. It doesn't have the premium.
But they did free maps. They did free maps
Yeah.
in Battlefield 5. But they were doing microtransactions with, I think, outfit skins and I believe weapon skins also. I believe. I think they did weapon skins and outfit skins, and I think that's how they like made their money and shit. I don't think they did Battlefields. Plus,
Yeah,
they
it
came
does.
with a
It's called Tides
VR.
of War.
Oh well, shit, I don't fucking know then. Um,
Wait,
and
no,
plus
is
they
it?
did
Is
a
it? No,
BR.
no, it's not a battle pass. Tides of War.
I don't think they made a battle pass.
Yeah, they did it like each chapter 2 to 3 months. It's not the same on the same level as a battle pass, but it was pretty much like a time limit thing. Like when I say battle
Mhm.
pass, I'm really referring to these time limits that they have imposed on these games to make you need to play it at that moment.
Mhm.
Like make you like you need to play it then and then and then. Like it really what it's there for is to suck your time in, be like, oh, you have that fear of missing out, the FOMO. Uh,
Yeah, Rainbow Six does that shit now too, which I
yeah,
stopped
yeah,
playing Rainbow
and
Six Siege.
yeah, and that stuff is really annoying. It's really like it really made me lose a lot of interest in gaming. Um, which I mean, I still play a lot of
Mhm.
games, but not nearly as much as I used to. Like I play in phases, but these battle passes are really what
Time consuming.
soul crushing.
Yeah, and time consuming. They're
Yeah. Oh,
really.
time consuming or pocket or wallet shrinking.
Yeah. But Fortnite really started that wave though.
Yeah, yeah, because
Fortnite
I'm
really
looking here
started
and it's
that
like
wave.
it's following on Games
The
Radar is
Fortnite
saying
shit.
talking about like yeah, it's like oh well, it's following the same path as Fortnite. Let me
Yeah,
look.
it's because everyone wants that pocket. That
Yeah, and
everyone wants that
it's
pocket.
ridiculous. It's not good for gaming. Like it's good for the gaming companies, but it's not good for gaming. It's not good for like it's
Nah,
really
it's not.
I don't see
It's
the
really bad.
yeah, it's terrible.
But they're not gonna go back to that season pass shit. I don't expect them to ever go back to that shit.
I would rather them go back to that. I mean,
I would
not
rather everyone would rather
maybe
them
not
go
like
back.
because like the free I like the idea of free maps, and that's one good thing that Battle Pass is have brought is the free maps. Um,
Mhm.
but at the same time, is it really worth like having that artificial stress of like needing because like oh this skin is only available at this time, this skin's only available at that time, and
Mhm.
I don't know.
And then it's
It's
gone.
it's terrible. Like I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been too worried about it with Call of Duty because Call of Duty was at one point like one of my like most played games, but now it's like I last 2 years I just these battle passes have really um
Gone down the drain.
ruined it for me. Like I don't
Yeah,
like playing
ruined
the
it.
game. Like I last year I tried it at first. I tried like getting through it and stuff like that every season. I did it with Black Ops 4, but Black Ops 4's battle pass was slightly different than how it is now because you still had the season pass. So I was like I still paid for the maps,
Mhm.
and that's really the reason why I came back and played it. But now I know like the maps are free. So like at first the first like not even half like the first quarter of maybe like almost a half, but not quite a half. But the first like nearly a half of Modern Warfare, I was like playing it all the time, trying to get through these battle passes. But then I was like, you know what? All I really care about at the end of the day is this map, and I want my time. I want my time. I have other things to do,
Mhm.
and I know I'm not
Mhm.
a representative of everybody playing these games, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
they're just asking for all your time. They want you to spend all your time playing the game or give them your money. It's the grindonomics.
Yeah.
uh,
It's grinding. They want the grind. It's statistics. They want your statistics so
right.
they can tell our game has 1 million hours played a day or whatever you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so it looks good for other
Which
players to come in and play, which
yeah, which
does
oh
that
that
make it
game
a
has a
good
million
game?
hours.
I don't think so. I don't think that makes it a good game. I
Yeah,
think sometimes the best games are the games that somebody's like, they have memorable moments, but these games with battle passes, like, you're like, oh yeah, I spent this many hours trying to get this skin. It's like, oh, do you remember like anything memorable about the game? No, I got through this battle pass. It's like,
mem-
okay,
I don't know. Like it's kind of like they make a game, and then they go on to the next one, and then they go to the next one,
well
and then
that's
it's
Call of
like,
Duty, like right.
well, yeah, but it's like you going. It's kind of like school. You're going to the next grade.
Talking about
You
the
get what
battle
I'm
passes
saying?
or the games?
I'm talking about battle passes in the games.
Like, are you talking about Call of Duty in particular? Because like, because
Yeah, I'm
battle
talking about
passes, yeah, yeah, like the
I'm talking
games.
about like just Call of Duty in particular. Like it's kind of like you're just going on to
I think
the
that's what
next grade.
they're working with Warzone as it being a multi-year thing. Like Warzone, like let's see Warzone stay for a while. Like let's see how many years Warzone lasts. I think once Battle Royale's milked dry, which like it seems like it is, but what Nintendo's doing with it, like I like what Nintendo's doing with it. Like that's really
Yeah, that
unconventional.
Pac-Man shit
Yeah,
was
the
fun.
Pac-Man, the Tetris, like it that's
But I don't know. Warzone, I feel like is gonna be around for a long time.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like Warzone is gonna be around for a long time, especially since it's all connected together.
yeah,
Like kind of like
yeah.
how Destiny is in World of Warcraft. They're all connected together. That's kind of like how Call of Duty is doing it.
Well,
And
that's
plus, you
all.
can use the.
Your examples there were all like the same company, like Activision Blizzard. Um, like
Mhm.
yeah, they like to connect it, and Call of Duty's connected games before, not in the same level, not like where you literally see like go to the other game inside the menu. I don't know what it looks like on console as much, but I know on PC, like I launch into to Black Ops, I can see the play button for Modern Warfare and Warzone like right there. There's not even a Modern
Mhm.
Warfare like option anymore in my on my launcher. Like it's just Warzone, so Warzone is Modern Warfare. Like even though they kind of separated it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Well, I have like three. I have Warzone's in the middle, Modern Warfare's on one side, and Cold War's on the other side.
yeah, I don't even have icon for Modern Warfare anymore. It's just Warzone and Black Ops. Like I have the Modern Warfare 2 one, but that's not even connected because there's no multiplayer in it. Um,
Ah, well, shit. I don't know, but I don't know. I
oh, are
feel
you talking
like they're
about
doing.
when you're in the game already? Because when you're in the
I'm
game
talking
already,
about.
I see all
Yeah, I'm
three.
talking
But
about when
like
you're in the game.
when I'm looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
my
talking about when you're.
launcher, when I'm looking at my launcher,
Oh.
there's no more option for Modern Warfare. Um,
Oh, well, shit. I don't know. I'm on console, so
yeah,
I don't. My console is different
yeah, of course
and
I know
shit.
that. Um,
But I feel like the reason why Warzone's last because you can use Cold War guns in Warzone.
of course, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Like that's their plan. Like, cause what I'm saying is they've connected games before with Call of Duty Elite. Like that was like, what since Modern Warfare 3. So they had Call of Duty Elite since Modern Warfare 3. So they were connecting like if you were to do the Elite app and stuff like that, you could see the Modern Warfare 3 stats. The what did they have Black Ops 2 stats
Yeah,
and
Black Ops 2 stats.
and
Yeah,
and
Black Ops 2
did they
stats.
even have Ghost stats? I don't remember if they had Ghost stats
No,
on it.
no. They after Black Ops 2,
They got rid of
they cut off the servers and shit. The whole night you couldn't get back on it.
for Call of Duty
So
Elite.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that shit's all done. I don't. I wish they kept that Call of Duty Elite shit, but I feel like they went all
It's the
online
same.
now.
It's the same shit. Like different
Yeah,
name.
they.
Like
Mhm.
because now it's just all through the Call of Duty website. You can see the stats like through multiple like games and
Mhm.
stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like Black Ops 2 and all those games are just going down. There's no. There's reasons to go back to them, but there's
No,
like you
I'm
can't
not even
use.
bringing up like going back to them. I was like they've done this in the past. Like I was using them as an example of
Mhm.
them using
Yeah.
connecting games in the past. Like this is the most connectivity they've ever had. But they've
Mhm.
connected games in the past in a similar manner.
Well, they might bring up Marvel 2 multiplayer, so
Oh, that'd be cool.
but I would think I don't know if they're gonna connect like Marvel 2 multiplayer to Warzone. You know
I
what I'm
mean, it's the
saying?
same universe as Modern Warfare. Warzone already had Modern Warfare 2 maps in it, right? Like, they,
But I'm
or
saying
no, did it?
like guns wise and shit, like guns and
Oh yeah,
camos and whatnot.
they might. Like, I think
That would be
if
cool.
they do keep Warzone as a like even longer, they keep it up. Like, there's definitely gonna be a point where they start rotating out guns. Like, they're not gonna be doing the GTA thing and like just filling it up because there's gonna be a certain point where it's gonna get so large and it's going to be unmaintainable. Like they're gonna do gun rotations. I'd assume. Obviously, I have no proof of this. Like I'm just making assumptions right now. Um,
Hmm.
but I'd assume there'd be some major rotations. Like I don't know if they do if they keep
Hmm.
Warzone for like 10 years. Like what every 2 years they're gonna be like, okay, so this gun's rotated out. They're no longer using this gun, or they might be like they might do like certain months like and do rotations from like some of the older games and stuff like that. And then of course when you're using plunder and stuff, you can use like the guns that have been already rotated out in like the random list. Like you can use the Black Ops guns, you can use the Modern Warfare guns, you can use whichever like game is current guns and stuff like that. Hello?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I do. I had, but yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying. Like they might do that. I feel like they might do that. I don't know. I feel like they totally might do something like that. But bringing Moth two guns into Warzone would be like crazy. If that
Right.
makes any sense.
Right.
That would be dramatically
I mean,
crazy.
they have the balance because a lot of like okay, so one thing is with gun names now. Like they used to have licenses for some of the gun names like in Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that. Like you know how in Black Ops like they had the FAMAS in Black Ops 1 like and shit like that, but now it's called the FFAR.
Mhm.
Like these guns they might be represented by guns that are already in the game,
Mhm.
already in Warzone like
Well,
through
the FAMAS was in Black Ops 3, I believe. Yeah, the FAMAS was it Black
FAMAS
Ops
was in
3?
Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3. It's all about like licensing and stuff like that. Like it's the
Uh
same gun.
huh.
The FFAR is the same gun as the FAMAS. The FFAR is the FAMAS. Um,
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah,
but like and some of these gun names are probably like it's the same gun but the name's different. Um, like
but I don't remember the FAMAS having that much recoil. The
it's because
FAMAS
it's a
has
game and if they didn't have like the same type of recoil in Black Ops 1
Black Ops 1.
in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Like the recoil that was in that game is nothing like the recoil in ever since Black Ops or ever since Modern Warfare. Like I think Black Ops 4 had some recoil like had some of that realistic recoil in Blackout,
In Blackout,
but the
yeah.
multiplayer didn't have any of the realistic recoil. But they have this whole new physics engine ever since Modern Warfare, like that they've been using. Like this new
Mhm.
physics engine really changes how the game works. It makes the recoil more realistic. It makes bullet drop a thing. Like the all the games before that used hit scans. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure the regular multiplayer uses a combination of hit scans and bullet drop. Certain guns have bullet drop. Certain guns use hit scans. But like when you're playing Warzone and stuff, all the guns have bullet drop. Um, like there's no
Yeah.
hit scans, which of course using bullet drop is I think is more computationally like excessive. Is that the word I want to use? I think excessive is the word. More computationally harder to compute.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. It's
um
something like that.
but it makes it more realistic and it makes it more reliable, but it also makes it like people get like what, how did that hit him like that, like because you have to calculate for the drop and stuff like that, and sometimes these
Mhm.
calculations being put over the internet, like I don't know, it's some mumbo jumbo. Like
Yeah, bullet drop has come in handy in some ways. A little bit, if that makes sense.
oh yeah.
Bullet like I f- yes, you're at a disadvantage because of bullet drop because you have to arc the gun in a certain way.
Well, no,
You
it's
have,
only a disadvantage if the other player doesn't have bullet drop. It's not a disadvantage, it just makes it harder. Saying it's a
well,
disadvantage
yeah.
is assuming that the other player doesn't have it. If everybody has bullet drop, then it's not a disadvantage.
Well, I mean, like, you like, I'm okay. Disadvantage was like the wrong wording. Like, you have to do stuff different, like
Yeah, it's
sniping.
more skill.
Yeah, it's more skill, and plus, like, I don't know, it's a lot more satisfying, I would say, also.
Yeah, because it adds to the realism, which I mean, Battlefield, of course, have had bullet drop for a long time. Um,
Yeah.
like it being in Call of Duty, like that, I think that was that, like, because Battlefield has lost a lot of players. I don't know how much, like, ever since Call of Duty's added bullet drop, because like I'm pretty sure Black Ops 4's Blackout had bullet drop in it, and
Yes, it did.
yeah,
It
like
did.
the Black Ops 4 multiplayer didn't. Use purely hit scan, and then I think the
Mhm.
multiplayer in Modern Warfare and multiplayer in Blackout, or not Blackout, but Black Ops Cold War has a combination of hit scans and bullet drop. I don't take my word for it. I'm not 100% on
I
that.
don't. I really haven't shot from like a hefty far length from Cold War and shit. So I don't know. I assume Cold War has bullet drop
Yeah, because all I hear you
and
ever complain about in Cold War is the is the what's it called,
SBMM.
the SBMM, which like
That's
I'm
that's
not denying
that's
that that's
all
a
I give
thing
a
because they
fuck
have
about is
that
that
patent and shit,
SBMM.
but like uh I just find it
That's all I give a fuck about is SBMM.
you're like, this game's not fun, which like shit. I agree. SBMM ruins it, but I also I spend like I don't play it for a while and I come back into it and I'm on top of the world. I play like fucking
Mhm.
awesome. I don't even care about kill death ratio as much as you do anyway. I play more for the win, which like my win loss ratio is
Well, I don't care about kill death ratio to a certain
to a
extent.
certain extent, but I play with you and we'll be playing certain objective modes and I'll be seeing your objectives at the end of the game. Like, yeah, you went insane with kills, but then your objective, like, oh, you got like compared to your kills, your objective's like nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like you're a good player, but you're not
yeah,
a good team player. Like,
yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I hear what you're saying though. I don't know. It's kind of just like I just go with the flow or whatever. If no one else is playing objective, then I won't play objective.
yeah, but then that's how you drag your win loss ratio down. Which, like, of course, you
Yeah,
care
that's
about kill death
true.
ratio. I care about win loss ratio. Like,
Mhm. But like I've told you before, if I'm playing with you, I'll play objective.
yeah, yeah,
And that's it. If I'm playing by myself, I'll play it, but I won't play it at the same time. Like I'll play it, but I won't.
right.
You know, because like it's hard to play with people that's just randoms that won't play. So I'm not gonna be the only motherfucker that's playing objective, and you know what I'm saying. But if I'm playing with a team, like with you and Kaylin and
Right.
other people, whatever, I'll play objective because we'll have a better chance of winning, and I know you guys are gonna play objective also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We will have communication shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a preference or whatever.
Of course, but
You
that
play objective
preference,
no matter what.
yeah, I play objective
I
like no
I
matter what.
I don't play objective no matter what. I don't. I'll play objective here and there, but if I'm playing with you and Kaylin, whatever, I'll play objective and shit.
Yeah, I play to win. I don't play for the clout of having the most kills in the game, which sometimes that does happen. Sometimes I do end up with the most kills out of both teams, like playing, just trying my best playing objective. I'll get the highest objective score. I'll get the highest kills. Like,
Mhm.
like that's not usually when I play with you because your kill death ratio with the skill based matchmaking kind of makes it harder for me on that end. But I still get
Fluctuates.
yeah I still get that high objective score and shit.
Mhm. So I don't know. It's a preference. I would say it's just a preference or whatever and whatnot. So you're a better person with objective. I'm good at kills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you mix that both with people, you can make something out of it. If that makes
Right.
any sense.
I definitely notice when I
It's
play with you, we win more times than we don't. We win more times than we don't.
yeah, totally. because you have someone that plays objective and you have someone that's good at kills, and you put them together. You
Yeah,
can get something.
you kind of need both, but it'd be great if the person
Yeah.
getting more kills is also like not just running around with the chicken head off, like, oh, this is where everybody is, let's go kill him. It's like we're playing hardpoint. You're not even getting the hard. You don't even have 1 minute. You don't even have 30 seconds on the hardpoint. Like you're not. Kills don't win you the game. But I mean, hardpoint. You keep keeping people away from the hardpoint. That's a great thing. That's a great thing. That's still technically objective, even if your objective score is not going up. You still need that person getting people away from the hardpoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. It's, I don't know. It's whatever at the end of the day.
Right.
You know? It's whatever. It's kind of like, with basketball, what wins games, defense
Teamwork.
or offense. Teamwork.
Right.
If you have teamwork, you'll win shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you say, even though I'm not playing the objective, I'm sort of playing the objective, getting the people away from the objective. You know what I'm saying?
Right. As long as you have, like, for every objective player, especially a game like Hardpoint's a good example of this, because like that's one where the person who just wants to get kills is pretty alright in the aspect of like, okay, as long as you're keeping people out of the hardpoint, that you're good. You're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at.
And another good thing would be strategic use of kill streaks. Like if you're a killer, you should go for those higher kill streaks. You should be using them for the team. But of course, we're usually in mosh pits. We're not usually like I loathe you for when we play multiplayer. All you ever want to do is play Nuketown. It's like why can't we play something else? Well, Nuketown, like you get a lot of kills. It's like, yeah, but like I want to play something that you actually like shake it up. Give me something different.
Shake it up.
Like shit.
Nuketown, I don't know. Like Nuketown gets annoying after a while, though.
Yeah, but you spend
the same shit with
every time we want to play. You're like, let's play Nuketown. It's like, don't you want to just play like regular playlists? Like, no, we're gonna play Nuketown.
That's funny, but yeah, I don't know. That's just, I just enjoy playing on small maps sometimes because you get the high kill death ratio and shit.
Right.
You don't gotta go so far to fucking find people and shit.
Yeah, but then you miss out on those easy long shot kills and shit like that. Because like if you play on these slightly big, not even that much bigger, you play on these slightly bigger. I mean, compared to Nuketown, quite a bit bigger, but like they're not even that big of maps. But like you get these areas, you get these pathways where it's easy to get long shot kills. With Nuketown, like getting long shot kills, like there's only like 3 spots on each side. Like I think
something like that.
Depending on the gun you're using, if you're using a sniper, you only have like 2 spots of getting a long shot kill.
Yeah, something like that. The garage, if you go to garage and all the way to like the back of the like house would consider a long shot.
Yeah.
I believe. And that's like not even a regular thing though.
Yeah, because the long shot spots in those spots are really tight. So you have to be like really tight spots.
I don't know. I love VR though. VR is
VR
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I told you to try it before you bought it, but you just went like, should I get it? I'm like, try it out. If you want it, get it. But like I say, try it out. You're like, let's get it. But you had your motion sickness problem. I don't have the same problem as you, but like I know for a fact like plenty of people have this motion sickness problem in VR. I personally think that it's mostly a frame rate problem.
Probably. It could be a frame rate problem. I don't know.
Do you think that playing more time in it would help, or do you think like? Do you think that
I've seen a big difference?
You've seen a big difference?
I've had a big difference in it where I get over a lot faster. Like if I eat, I get over a lot.
Do you usually play it on an empty stomach?
I don't know.
You don't know? I
don't know. I really haven't paid attention to that.
We'll come back to it. Let's do some science, Jacob. Let's do some science. Like, You
I
sit
really
here.
haven't.
Let's be
I
like
really
next
haven't
time you
paid
play
attention
VR,
to
be
it.
like, have I eaten? And then like don't just be like no, don't be like no I didn't. Just log it. Just log it. Be like, oh nope, this time I didn't eat before playing VR. Do I
Just
feel sick? And next time you go okay, I did eat before playing VR, and then log that. And then we'll come back this not maybe not next podcast, like whenever that is, cause shit, how long has this been? Like a couple months since our last podcast.
No, 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 no. It hasn't even been a couple months. I'll tell you actually. But
It's definitely
I
been
don't
a
know.
couple months.
It has it been a couple months?
It's
I don't
been
know,
a
but I
couple
love
months.
VR.
It's
I
great.
love.
It's
Let me
great.
turn the sound on this just so. But I love VR.
Dude, same.
It's
It's a
been
blast.
it's been a month. No, it's actually actually May 6th. It will be 2 months. May 6th will be 2 months. So
See,
it's been 2 months
it's
since
been
the
a
last
couple
day. God
months.
damn.
It's been a couple months.
Okay, it's been a couple months or whatever. But VR is gonna be the new like wave in gaming.
I
Once they get all the shit planned out, like once
Yeah.
they
I definitely
have a
think
couple
this
Oculus
this
come out.
wireless. I definitely think this wireless, like Oculus, is definitely on top of the game. Do I agree with Facebook? Maybe not. Maybe I don't really agree with what Facebook does as a company, but like they definitely when acquiring Oculus and pushing it towards wireless mobile, like Android virtual reality, it's fucking awesome. Like and it's I wouldn't say it's on the same level as PC VR, because like the thing is I do plug my Oculus into a PC. It's definitely viable for PC VR. I don't know about the Oculus Quest 2, which I know you have, and you don't have a PC. So like my brother has an Oculus Quest 2. I just have to ask him if I could use it on my PC. But I have a few issues with some lag with the PC and the Oculus Quest. And my other brother has a Rift, so if I ever want to play native PC VR, I can easily. He only has 2 stations though, and that's the big benefit I see with this wireless, is this inside out tracking. Obviously getting better and better with the Quest 2. That has better inside out tracking than the Quest, and more efficient controllers when it comes to battery life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing some
Totally.
shooters in VR, and of course we've been talking about Call of Duty for a minute here. Call of Duty is a big influence on my gaming history, and when it comes to shooters, and I've been playing a few shooters on there. I just want kill streaks. I haven't played a single single shooter in VR with kill streaks. I just want kill streaks.
It's not Onward, right? We play what's the shooter game
we
we play?
play Contractors.
Contractors is an amazing game. Even though it doesn't look like, an Xbox One, next gen, it's an amazing game. An amazing game. It gets me headaches or whatever, but it's an amazing game.
Yeah, dude, you can't like. I wish we could play it more often, because like Contractors is a great. I play before you got VR. I was playing Contractors all the time. Like I wasn't even touching Call of Duty. I was playing Contractors like every day. But like, of course, there's no progression in the game. But like, does it?
What's the point in playing? But
Yeah, I mean, the point is it's fucking fun, and like,
it's fun as shit.
yeah,
like-
yeah, it's fucking fun. I didn't even know when I played with you on that one map. I didn't even know I could shoot you from underneath that thing. Like I didn't even realize that was a line of sight right there until I played with you. Like when you did that 1v1. Like I didn't even realize that there was a line of sight in that spot, and it's just so exhilarating. Like doing the same thing on a flat screen game, on a game that you're playing on console or PC non VR game. It's not the same experience. But me doing that across the map, I didn't even realize I could see you across the map like that. Like with the resolution is, I mean, it's high resolution. Like if you're talking about like screens, but because like you're so up close, zoomed in on the screen, like it looks kind of pixelated.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize I could see you that far. I didn't even realize like it would work like that. And I wasn't using any scope. I was doing it all iron sights. That was probably my best moment in that game. But like that was of course your first time playing. That was like your first time playing it.
Crazy.
It was too easy to get you from that spot. I didn't know I could get you there. You obviously didn't know I could get you there. You're like, where the fuck are you shooting?
I was like,
from?
where the fuck am I getting
And
shot at?
I just see your feet. You're walking around. I just see your feet under there. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And man,
Contractors. That game's. I like how you were able to like you can just look at the gun. Like, you can move your hand and look at the gun and shit, and it's fucking like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Right. It was cool
You,
when like Call of Duty and these games had these inspect features like CS:GO and stuff like inspect. Like that was fucking
mhm.
awesome. I thought that was awesome when that first started seeing that. But then playing VR, it's like this inspect feature is bullshit. Like I can just,
Yeah.
I could pull the mag out and do tricks with the mag and whatever. Like I don't have to push a button to do
Yeah,
it.
you can like do shit with the knife and shit. That's fucking
uh,
crazy. Like VR don't have shit
no,
on
and
like
like
regular games.
some I don't know if you can do it in contractors, but in some games like you can literally pull the gun out of the guy's hand and shit.
Yeah,
Like
like that's crazy to me. Like regular gaming doesn't have shit on VR.
no,
That's what I'm gonna say.
you're not at the
Regular gaming
same.
doesn't have shit on VR.
Not at all.
VR is like you literally have to hold the gun in your hand. You literally have to eye it up with your eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking crazy.
Like you people
And plus, like the recoil is different too. Like it's fucking insane.
people arguing about esports not being real sports. Like let's see them try out some VR. Then maybe we can turn their minds around on esports being real sports on that. Like oh
Well, but I don't know. Like you have that. Like I don't know. It's like more like an opinion.
of course yeah. Like
You know, because if you compare someone like Scump or Nate Shot to LeBron James, that's kind of unfair.
see
If that
with
puts it
my
at because
definition of sports, somebody who's competitively playing chess, I could consider that a fucking sport. I would consider somebody playing chess a sport. Like
yeah, I think
based upon my
anyone
definition,
considers.
you know, like
But people consider poker a sport also, so it's like I don't, and you know what I'm saying.
right.
So I don't
I
know, but
consider
like
poker a little less of a sport, but like yeah, like if it's still strategy. Like you having a poker face,
yeah.
like that's a strategic play right there. Um,
But people gave ESPN shit for having the CDL championship on ESPN, but they have poker
there's
on.
skill in it. There's skill in it. So like I if there's skilled gameplay, like whether it's something you're physically doing, running around, I consider that sport. Sport
A
it
sport.
doesn't there's a difference between athletic sport, which like okay, so yeah, they still consider esports players e-athletes and stuff like that, but there's something like I would say that there's a distinctive difference between somebody who is using their full body, activating their full body muscles, but like you have these not Twitch streamers, but like you know Twitch reactions and Twitch muscle movements and like strategic play. Like there's definitely a whole level of strategy in gaming. Like a competitive player putting them next to like it's on the same level as somebody like being like, oh yeah, you play basketball, cool, go play basketball on this league. Like it's the same thing. Like these top end competitive players like on a game that's actually really competitive, like that has actual skill, like you know, like it's a sport. If it's a game that takes skill
Mm-hmm.
and has a competitive scene, I completely consider it a sport.
Yeah, I consider gaming a sport also, but there's gonna be other people that don't understand the science between muscle memory and moving your thumbs and and whatever. That would be like, I don't think gaming is a sport because you're sitting on your ass.
Yeah, and I
You get what I'm
think that
saying?
their definition of sport
Just
is
like people
different
can,
than my
just like
definition
people
of
don't
sport.
consider NASCAR a sport because they sit on their ass driving a car.
Right, it takes a skill that
It
not
takes
everybody
a
has.
skill that not everybody has to sit in a 100-degree car
Right.
because it's hot in that car because it's like 100 degrees. It's more than that.
You're supposed
And
to
you're
be going
sweating constantly.
getting around these corners
200
as fast
miles
as you
an
can.
hour.
Like
Yeah. So people don't understand the science between all this shit. So that's why they say, well, I don't think that's a sport.
right.
But the reason why gaming is a sport is because you're using muscle
Which
in your
like,
brain.
yeah, you're using
You're
your
using
brain.
your eyes, using your thumbs and fingers and shit and accuracy. You gotta do shit differently.
Right.
I don't know really how to explain it really, but
It's just a skill. It's a skill.
it's a
It's not
skill.
purely luck. Like a game that's purely luck. Like it's not Candyland. Like, like the
Mm-hmm.
game,
It's not
like I would
gambling.
not consider
But
competitive
poker's
gambling.
considered luck also.
Yeah, poker is very luck oriented, and that's why I have a hard time seeing poker itself as a sport. But I also see some of the skill in poker because there's bluffing. You can win poker game, like we played VR poker last night, right? Like I mean, it's not the
Mm-hmm.
same level because like in real life, like oh you can like literally like oh that person twitched his nose in this certain way, blah 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 blah. Being able to see those small little details which you don't really see in virtual reality poker, but you do see like how they sit. You do see like how they lean, like all that type of stuff in virtual reality poker and stuff like that. You can use those type
Mm-hmm.
of cues, but that I'd say that part has some skill, being able to look at those cues. But like I don't know. I have a hard time in a game that's like pure luck. But a poker, like it's
Mm-hmm.
pure luck, but at the same time, I done it. Like I had no hand. I had no hand. I won hands with nothing because everybody
Mm-hmm.
fucking like they started going with it. And you if you bet too much when you have nothing right away, then everybody's like, oh nope, back out, and you don't win. You win like maybe like the minimum pot. Like you win the minimum pot there.
Mm-hmm.
But if like you can go play it out and end up with no hand at the end of it, and you beat out people with like royal flushes or beat out people with like three of a kinds and stuff like that, you had nothing. If you have nothing and if you can beat people with an actual hand, yeah, those people would have won by luck. Those people that would have had those hands, that's pure luck right there. But that person who won without having shit, like I'd say that's where the skill lies in poker. Is the
Yeah.
but I don't think poker skill is on the same level as like even Call of Duty. I would say Call of Duty takes more skill than poker.
Yeah, Call of Duty takes a lot more skill. A lot more. You gotta know accuracy as in recoil and stuff, and there's a lot of science between all that or whatever. But I think we ran out of time.
Ran out of time. You're done.
Yeah, I think we ran out of time, whatever. So we're gonna see you guys
Whenever we we
whenever.
we tried we
Whenever.
tried to do this once a week, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll try to do it next week, but I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to try to force content. I think Jacob should lead it. This is his show. He shouldn't
Mhm.
he shouldn't be relying on me to come up with content here. But
Put me
I'll
on the
try.
spot, bro.
I'll I'll be trying to find some shit. Like I didn't try to find any shit for this content, like this video.
Mhm.
But if this is your show, Jacob, you should be the one to be put on the spot here, you know.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Whenever we do,
See you
we'll
next
talk to
time.
y'all later. Peace out, Girl Scout.